up guys, welcome back to Tangled Up in Books. So today's video is going to be my July TBR. Got my list, so July TBR, so let's just get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with what I'm currently reading, and it's July 1st. I started both of these books at the end of June, didn't finish them, so they're being carried over into July. So the first book is War Storm by Victoria Aveyard. This is the fourth book in the Red Queen series. I am on page 107, which is chapter 7, and there's 657 pages in this book. So yeah, so you pick up pretty much where King's Cage left off, and not much. There's things happening, but there's not much happening. There's like plotting, I guess that's what you call it, for this upcoming war, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, yeah. There's stuff happening, but not too much like action-y stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna come a little bit later in the book, and I'm excited to get to that. So because this book is so big, I don't want to carry this around with me when I go out, but I still want to have a book with me. So the book I'm going to be carrying around with me, this is a lot easier to carry around, is Lifeline by Abby Lee Nash. This is about Eli, and he is like the best like lacrosse player, and I think he's captain. He's the captain of his lacrosse team, and one day he ends up overdosing. So because of that, he ends up having to go to rehab, and that's what the story is about. It's about him going to rehab. I got this book from Tiny Fox Press. One of the interns that works there emailed me, and she asked me if I was interested in reading the book, and I was like, it sounds interesting. Sure, let's give it a shot. So this book I'm gonna be carrying around with me while I'm out and about in New York City. So yeah, so bam. The next book that I hope to get to in July is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I've heard so many good things about this book, and yeah, I'm really interested to see how I feel about it. And I know it's like set in Africa, not sure which part of Africa, but yes, Africa, and it has to do with magic and magic being taken away from their people. I don't know so much about it, but I know it is set in Africa, and they the main character, where she's from, they had magic, but then it was taken away from them for some reason, and they're trying to get it back, something like that. Don't quote me, but I'm really excited to get to this at some point in July. The next book that I'm planning on reading in July is Fury Born by Claire Legrand. This story is about two queens, and I love stories about like royalty and queens, especially queens. So that's like one thing that I've heard about it, and I was like, I think I need to read that. So I think there's a Sun Queen and a Blood Queen, and so they basically exist 1,000 years apart from each other, but somehow their actions affect the other queen. I believe that's what I've heard. It sounds really interesting. Like I said, I love stories about queens. I'm super excited to get to this. And isn't this cover like so beautiful? Like, look at this gorgeousness. The last book that I hope to get to in July, and this is a pretty like intense TBR for me at least. So the last book I hope to get to is Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. I got this arc at BookCon. And this comes out August 2018. I'm not exactly sure the exact date, but I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen here so you know exactly when it comes out. What I know about it is that it's pirates, and this crew, they're all female, and then there's like this guy involved, and they're like, should we let him into like our little group? That's what I know. It sounds really interesting. I've never read like a book about pirates, so I feel like this is gonna be a really interesting read. and something new for me. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And those are all the books I'm planning on reading in July. I am also going to participate in this year's biannual bibliothon. I'll link all the information down below for that. And I'll do a separate TBR for that readathon. So yeah, so like I said, all the biannual bibliothon information down below, so you can check that out. And if you want to participate in the readathon, it's July 14th, I think. I'll put the date right here because I can't remember the week. Okay, so yeah, I'll link everything down below, and I'm super excited to participate in the biannual bibliothon. It's gonna be my first time doing it, and I hope that I got a lot of readings done this month. So let me know down below where you're planning on reading in July, and if you're participating in any readathons this month and what they are. And like always, like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to become a member of our little family here in Tangled Up in Books. And also, all our social media links will be linked down below in the description box, so check those out, as well as anything that I mentioned in this video will be linked down below. And that is it. I'll catch you guys in the next video.